Well, we are following the fallout between the Biden administration and the trust of the public when it comes to the aftermath of the East Palestine train derailment. New information from emails we've exclusively obtained suggests a break in protocol when it comes to communicating with Americans about the ongoing toxic disaster. An EPA headquarters officials with ties to the Biden and Harris campaigns allegedly took over to combat disinformation, but was opposed by the agency's director of communications. NewsNation's Rich McHugh has been following this story. Rich, what more are you learning?
Hi, Kelly. Well, first of all, this builds on a reporting from last week showing what FEMA, the White House, the EPA knew internally, but then didn't disclose publicly. Publicly, they said the opposite. So just to reset, 3 days after officials blew up 5 tank cars full of vinyl chloride in East Palestine, the EPA there declared the town safe for residents and allowed them back into their homes. The head of the EPA then, Michael Regan, doubled down on that messaging, but people were getting sick, rashes, nosebleeds, respiratory issues. And now internal EPA emails obtained through the Freedom of Information Act reveal internal disagreement over what to tell residents. Quote, it appears the messaging they are using is that there are no detections of any issues and people are not satisfied with that answer. Then an EPA official from headquarters with ties to the DNC, the Biden campaign, took over EPA's East Palestine messaging to, quote, combat the disinfo that's happening on social media. You know, it set off alarm bells internally. Director of Communications at EPA voiced concern about the takeover in an email. Quote, the site is the responsibility of the region. We are definitely breaking protocol by allowing anyone other than the PAO or on-scene folks to edit and modify these pages. I don't agree with this approach and the immediacy of the request. I think we have a soundbite from Leslie Pacey. She's an investigator with the Government Accountability Project.
What really stands out to me is that this was early on in the response, and this broke protocol. They had not done this before. This is something that is new to the EPA, and there was some pushback internally over it.
Now, we know from our recent reporting that the White House was well aware of the health concerns and future cancer clusters, but publicly said the opposite. Here's Leslie on that.
But now, in light of the FOIAs that we've discovered with the EPA and FEMA and the White House and National Security Council, understanding the nature of the health impacts and the potential for cancer clusters, it really kind of raises more red flags. Was this part of the cover-up?
Now, we have asked the EPA for comment, have yet to hear back. I spoke with a veteran, 40-year veteran of the EPA, and asked him on background what the deal is with this. And he said, look, on the one hand, this could be warranted. But on the other hand, this disaster was of such a scale that shouldn't they have brought in more testing and sampling experts, legal experts, instead of political spin doctor? That seems to be his takeaway. Kelly.
Yeah, definitely worth looking into. All right, Rich McHugh, thank you.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.